Today was all about the two winning machines known as Ruby Walsh and Willie Mullins. Walsh recorded his first five-timer on Irish soil, that was at Punchestown, while Mullins had 7 winners in all, 4 at Punchestown and 3 at Cork. Let's start with the Walsh five-timer. You can see his wins on Hurricane Fly, Felix Younger and Morning Assembly in the 3 graded races elsewhere in the media centre. Let's take a look at his other 2 wins. The first came on the very promising Faugheen in the opening maiden hurdle over 2 miles and 6. This was a very straightforward success for the 5-to-1 on favourite in pink. Willie Mullins thought he was very keen and doesn't believe a drop in trip will be too much of an inconvenience. The unbeaten winner is highly regarded and may now reappear in a Grade 1 at Navan in the middle of December.
And on the run down towards the final flight in the opener, it's Faugheen and Ruby Walsh clear, coming down towards the final flight, and Faugheen at the last, safely over, clear of Oscar Chimes. In third place is Hall, and on the run up towards the finish, it's a bloodless victory for Faugheen. The battle is on for second. Hall rallying on the inside of Oscar Chimes. As they go towards the finish, Faugheen eased well down at the finish. Hall grabs
the horse to complete the Walsh five-timer and the Mullins four-timer was City Slicker in the 2-mile handicap hurdle. The winner in the green and gold of JP McManus made all and was clearly well handicapped. Mullins says he prefers good ground and is considering the Ladbroke hurdle at Ascot before Christmas. Mullins thinks he prefers going right-handed and won't run him too often because of his temperament.
Racing now towards the final flight, and City Slicker and Ruby Walsh at the last, safely over. In second place is Bishop's Lock, and then comes Courtly Conduct, but up towards the finish it's going to be a 5-timer for Ruby Walsh and 4 for Willie Mullins. Also had a couple at Cork. Amazing Sunday for Willie Mullins.
Before we move on to Cork, just a quick look at the concluding bumper, which was won by Lieutenant Colonel in the purple of Gigginstown in a driving finish from Klinsman, and in third, one of the best backed horses of the day, a newcomer owned by JP McManus and trained by Aidan O'Brien called McBride.
They're racing now to the final furlong, and Lieutenant Colonel in the centre is the leader, being pressed now on the near side by Stack the Deck. McBride in third. Coming home well is Klinsman. They're racing to the final 100 yards. Lieutenant Colonel all out, McBride the inside, Klinsman the near side. Lieutenant Colonel from Klinsman, McBride. And
now moving on to the 3 Mullins winners at Cork, where Paul Townend had a 4-timer. Their first success was Upsy in the 2-mile rated hurdle. The winner made all, but her performance was marred by some sketchy jumping. She's now unbeaten in 5 runs, but would surely be found out in better class if jumping like that. She is decent, but her jumping lets her down, said Mullins afterwards.
As they come down towards the final flight, and Upsy appears now to have the measure of Il Fenomeno. 1 flight to jump. Upsy at the last, a very bad mistake, but she managed to survive it. Not the first of mistakes on the way around, but Upsy, it's now 5 wins and as many starts for Upsy, and an across the car double for trainer.
Valsur Lido scored for Mullins and Townend in the following maiden hurdle. The winner was having his first run for the team, having come over from France. Townend was impressed, saying he could be a good one.
Doors off, but coming to the final flight, Valsur Lido has gone right away from this field and is well clear, racing up towards the finish. And Valsur Lido is going to be a quick double for Willie Mullins and a 4th of the afternoon overall, and also a double up for jockey Paul Townend.
The 7th winner for Mullins on the day was Rathvinden in the bumper. He runs in the Simonsig colours and, like Simonsig, was previously trained by Ian Ferguson. It will be interesting to watch his progress over hurdles.
Now they begin the run to the final furlong, and Rathvinden and Patrick Mullins are driven clear now, beginning the run to the final 200 yards, and Rathvinden is going further and further away. In second place, a duel on for that placing, Flags Pass and Desert Moor Stream, and then Theo's Well, but racing now with a little over 50 yards to go. It's Rathvinden, and it's an extraordinary 7th winner today for Willie Mullins, as Rathvinden wins under his son Patrick.
Elsewhere at Cork, Ballyburke in the white cap was an easy winner of the beginner's chase.
And they're safely over from Sammy Black, and in third place Toon River, and racing deep in the closing stages it's Ballyburke, who is on for a most merited win over fences and a personal treble for Paul Townend on the day, as Ballyburke wins easily from semi-black.
And Cool Mill made all in the hands of £7 claimer Joe Holly to win the 2.5 mile handicap chase.
Racing down towards the final flight, and still the one in front is Cool Mill. From he'll be remembered the top weight, and then Golden Plan, Ona Coramalan, Glam Jerry over the final flight. Little to choose between Cool Mill and he'll be remembered, then Golden Plan, and a running on Glam Jerry racing up towards the finish. It's Cool Mill and Joe Holly keeping them at bay. Cool Mill will repeat win at the track. Beats he'll be remembered.
Now a quick look at the best of the action from Fontwell, where the highlight was the 3.5 mile Southern National. It went to Boy From Nowhere in the orange. The 92 shot needed every pound of Joe Corbett's £5 claim to beat Adrenaline Flight and Swincombe Rock.
Here's the final fence now. Boy From Nowhere, an enormous leap there. It was most impressive as he took that. He's too clear over Adrenaline Flight. And as they turn and race on inside the final 150, Boy From Nowhere staying on dually under Patrick Corbett. And Boy From Nowhere is fending them off here and goes on to score for Rebecca Curtis and Pat Corbett. Boy From Nowhere beats Adrenaline Flight. A game run by Swincombe Rock in third.
Night of Pleasure in the orange and pink landed a gamble in the 2 mile, 2.5 furlong handicap hurdle for the Salmon Spray Trophy. This was his first run beyond 2 miles and he loves testing ground.
Tulo as they come down to the final flight. Dollar Tulo and Night of Pleasure together over it. Dollar Tulo just out to the left slightly. Near side Night of Pleasure as they race on up the hill. Night of Pleasure on the near side. Dollar Tulo up the inside. Night of Pleasure has dropped the front inside the final 100 yards. Up the hill they go, and Josh Moore steering home. Night of Pleasure drives him home to win for Gary and land a few bets as well. Night of Pleasure won from Dollar Tulo.
And Colebrook in the blue sleeves, the outsider of 6 who sat off, made a winning start to his chasing career in the 2 mile 6 furlong handicap chase. He too has proved his liking for heavy ground in the past.
It now, and he jumped it beautifully, big and bold, from Loose Chips over in second place. He's clear by 8 lengths here, Colebrook, on his chasing debut for Rennie Roberson, and he's staying on up the hill. Josh Moore is going to ride a double here. He's getting tired, but he's got this wrapped up. Colebrook then springs a surprise in the John Rogerson. Double for Josh. In second there was Loose Chips.